I'm a proud YouTuber with 0 people viewing any of my videos. It's quite an accomplishment in this interconnected world to have a video seen by no one. I'm being sarcastic, facetious. Of course, it's not an accomplishment, but I didn't know how else to start this video. Um, I'm I'm very overwhelmed with my situation, and I might be very negative in these videos, but I'm surrounded by negativity. And when you have a disability, you do need help sometimes. And when you can't get the help you need, it's it's very overwhelming because, I SSI is not a good program. It's just a horseshit program. It's no fucking good. It's just horse crap. And it's if I don't do something extreme, I'm going to stay in this situation where I'm dependent on SSI, where I'm stuck in my parents' house. I could try to get, subsidized housing in New York State, but I really can't get myself to a point physically where I could work. The job market here isn't good, and what I would be doing would be just making me be in a situation where I would be living on a shitty SSI income by myself, you know, trapped on SSI, and I don't want to be trapped on SSI. And it is brutal what I'm putting myself through to try to get in shape, to try to do what I need to do, and I really don't think I have any options really, except for, pursuing the avenue that I'm pursuing right now. And if someone stumbles across this video that actually has a good suggestion, I am more than open to suggestions. It's just things have to work in someone's life. And, when you have a severely chronic disease like fibromyalgia, you have to, it has a lot of costs. It's very debilitating. You're highly, in my case, I'm highly impacted by weather and how bad weather is. And I do have PTSD, and it's really hard living with my parents. And, I want to move past my ex, but I can't, really emotionally come to terms with how I feel about her and what, you know, in the perfect reality, what I would potentially want to do in the future with her. And, this person, regardless, is someone whose friendship is one of the most important things in my life. And, I want to get into a place where I can do what I need to do to take care of myself. If I can improve that relationship, and I want to move past it too. If I can't get what I want from her, I can't get what I want from her. If, and I know this person cares about me in her own way, but, life is complicated and life is fucked up. And I'm very talented with media production, and my dream is to start my own production company. And, you need a team of people to do what I want to do. And, there's only a couple people that I've met that I would be interested in, currently starting a company with. I wouldn't, I want to meet other people. I want to try it, but my ex is one of the few people that I've ever met that I would want to have in a company that I start, and I plan on trying to, move out of my parents' house. I would potentially consider, if I get a good enough shape, trying porn, stripping, escort agency, because SSI is a trap, and it's a situation that it feeds into itself, and if you don't have a way to pull yourself out of this giant pit, it's impossible to get out of. And I need to find a way that I can pull myself out of this pit. And it is a really shitty pit. And, it's not a nice government handout. And I have PTSD from dealing with my parents as a kid, and I'm living with my parents currently, and my parents are jackasses, and it's really frustrating dealing with my brother because he doesn't understand how my mom is really impossible to deal with, and it's kind of, is kind of a jackass in her own right. And my mom doesn't like to acknowledge how bad things are, how horrible situations are, and she's the type of person that she doesn't want to do anything to try to improve her own situation. All she does is complain and be negative, and these videos I'm making may be very negative, and they may have a really deep nihilistic tone to them, but my mom is just negative, and she doesn't try. I am trying, I've may started drinking alcohol more often, try to take the fucking edge off, but I'm working out. I am considering any possible options I may have get out of this bad situation I'm in. But my mom, she's just negative. She's just, everything is bad. And quite frankly, if my mom wasn't such a fucking negative Nancy, my parents most probably could help me make my life a lot easier and make me get along with them better. And a lot of things, if they just did something very small, it would improve this situation a billion times over. But, their ego is more important than making this situation bearable for me and not making me miserable every single moment I'm in this house. And I have a bad allergy to cats now, and they are not good at dealing with the pet dander. My brother's bedroom still smells like cats, and I don't like being so isolated. Sometimes I like, because he's a nerd like me, sometimes I mention things to him, but when I open up his bedroom door to talk to him from the doorway, my nose starts bothering me sometimes, and it's just, everything is just so fucking whack, and I need to exercise, and I need to push myself constantly. And I do suffer from dysmorphia issues, body insecurity problems, and I do have a bit of a weight issue, And one of the concerns I have, because you can get in shape, but not everyone can get well defined muscle wise. And I might be able to make myself a lot stronger, but there's a lot of variables. And I'm gonna push myself, and I'm gonna have to do whatever the fuck it takes to get the fuck out of here. And I'm not gonna fucking give up. I have fucking dreams. I have fucking ambitions. I want to start my own fucking production company someday. I have all these ideas in here for this huge sci-fi series I want to make someday. That's, the closest thing I can compare to is like The Matrix, but it deals with the idea of simulation theory, and it's kind of like Rick and Morty in some ways. But like the current idea that I'm thinking about, and I want to work that's part of this huge idea that I have with a lot of these different connected stories, involves basically a smaller virtual network with a much bigger virtual network with multiple worlds, with a plexiverse of simulation within it, and that it deals with basically an inverse war, and that the simulation within the simulation, because because everything is a simulation, is trying to make it so that the flip places within the simulation. And I know I'm not really being clear about this idea, and it's complicated, this idea, and I'm not going to say everything in this fucking video. It's a lot of this idea is inspired by my breakup with my ex, and I do plan on using having a huge influence from Edgar Rice Burroughs within the virtual world, and the god of this world is going to be taking the moniker John Carter, and a lot of things will be from the Burroughs books. It's public domain, but it's much more wacky than that, and there's multiple worlds and networks, and there's this thing I'm thinking about called Nostalgia Park that's kind of like this nostalgia Venus flytrap that's its own network, that's an extra net. It's the main story takes place between this network within a network, but Nostalgia Park is a network outside of both networks that is attacking the sub network. And I know that's blah 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 blah, blah babble jargon that most probably sounds like nonsense, but if I sat down, if I had help constructing this and doing what I want with this idea, it would make a lot of sense. It's fucking out there. One of the things I want to have in Nostalgia Park is iconic music celebrities getting put into their consciousness, getting put into animal robots, animatronics, and forced to have bands with animals, animal robots of famous iconic singers, and Eminem is going to be put into an animatronic beaver, and the consciousness of Mozart. I forgot what animal I want to put him, but Mozart and Michael Jackson are going to be forced into these, their copy of their consciousness are going to be put into these robots, and they're going to be forced to be music performers together in this weird Venus flytrap network within this multiverse of networks. And, like, my breakup with my ex, I want to deal with a lot of my emotions and feelings about how I feel about her and the issues with toxic elements within relationships, and plan on having John Carter and the character within, which is from the Bros verse. John Carter is this super kick-ass guy who travels to Mars telepathically through this weird Native American cave, with his body get transported there, and he falls in love with Deja Thors in the Edgar Rice Burroughs books. But in my book and story, John Carter is going through this multiple networks within the sub-network, hunting for Deja Thors, but he's never able to find Deja Thors, and it looks like Deja Thors doesn't actually exist in these networks, and Deja Thors exists in the network that he's from originally, that all this stuff is sub-networks within too. And I know I'm rambling. I'm a tiny bit drunk. I am really fucking stressed out.